some of you guys actually might be attractive. What I've noticed in my own personal experience, guys, is that there are people that are just gonna start up a conversation with you personally and it leads to nowhere. Let me explain. So in my experience, when I'm usually at the gym or I go anywhere where somebody knows me, what I tend to notice is that like people just want to just talk to you. Even if they're just telling you about their day, or even if they're just wanting to ask you questions about certain things, they just want to have a conversation with you. And part of that reason, guys, is because they're gravitating towards you. Like, haven't you noticed the way society treats people who are not in shape, who are not taking care of themselves versus people who look like they take care of themselves? It's because like they must be doing something right. When people perceive you as being attractive, what they tend to look for, guys, is that you are actually doing way better in life. So when people just want to talk to you for no reason and just want to start up a conversation, it's because they probably think you're well off. They probably think you're very intelligent, or they probably think that you have figured something out and, you know, they want to get in on that. Nobody's going to gravitate towards you if like they don't find you as like somebody who's handsome, taking care of themselves, has good hair, has a good physique. Like all of that matters, guys. Whether that's when making friends, being social, your dating life, even family, I would say. But you know, at the end of the day, family is still going to love you no matter what. But what do you think that like a lot more people would treat you better if they thought you were somewhat handsome or attractive? That's the same thing with almost anything else in society as well. Have you noticed like people get less harsh treatments, they get less punishment or stuff like that when, you know, that person's perceived as being attractive? That happens everywhere, more than you think, guys. But there are subtle signs that you are probably very attractive and you might just be oblivious to it. And I don't blame you, because you're probably just navigating life and, you know, just doing your own thing, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But my guy, if people are just coming up to you and just wanting to know stuff about you, or just wanting to know about certain things, even if the conversation doesn't make any sense, you are probably handsome. Another thing that tends to happen, guys, when you have a good physique and you're taking care of yourself and you're doing all the right things, you have a lot of people complimenting on your physique. Even if people already told you, they might just reassure you and tell you again. That tends to happen to me a lot. Or people compliment on like how big my arms are or how shredded I look. Like when I first did my cut, guys, and I went to go visit my cousins and we were hanging out by the pool, they haven't seen me in months. The moment they see me and I had that shredded physique that was at 10%, they just couldn't stop commenting on how shredded I look. Like every single person. And I was just like, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. Just like how you would be thinking that too. But because you see yourself every day, you see that same face, that same body, you get pretty used to it. And so that perceived a standard to you is seen as normal. When in actuality, if you go somewhere like to Walmart, you go to Publix, or you go to anywhere where people are doing groceries or normal everyday life, or even at the office, like, or at school as well, you tend to notice that like you're a little bit above average. Like your hair's on point, you smell good, you at your shower. I know, surprising. You guys, oh my goodness. If you're watching this, you will probably already do that. But there are some people who do not take care of their hygiene, which still blows my mind to this day. But anyways, yeah, you take care of yourself in almost every aspect, and you still work out, and you make no excuses for yourself. And another sign, guys, in which like people will actually perceive that you're actually attractive, even if you don't realize it, is by the way you carry yourself. Like, people will be able to tell if you are a disciplined person, if you are caring about the way you look, you care about the standards you set for yourself. When you build that physique, like, people can tell the hard work that went into it. Building a physique, guys, is one of those few things that you can't be born with. Like, yes, you can have great genetics, but you still have to put some type of work, and you still have to go through some type of pain. and endurance to even get to somewhat of a decent physique. And trust me, building a decent physique is not that complicated, and it doesn't take much work. At least from a perspective of building an aesthetic physique that is lean and healthy. I ain't talking about the big bodybuilders that are on steroids and all that stuff, because let's be honest, like when you get into that physique, like your dating range and the people that you want to be able to talk to and attract tends to be a lot smaller and more niche, unless you want to grow this into that bodybuilding world. But usually an aesthetic physique is the one that attracts most people, and more than likely you already have that aesthetic physique and you're probably already lean. And so you probably watch what you eat, you drink enough water, you take care of your skin, which you should already have a skincare routine, which you're already doing. You take care of your hair if you do, and you figure out what kind of haircut you get for yourself. If people are complimenting on every time you get a haircut, like that's another sign showing that you're actually a lot more attractive than you think, because you're doing things that people on average are not doing for themselves. And so once I realized that I am an attractive guy, that I am doing the right things, I accepted it and I kept doubling down on it, because why would I not do things that are gonna work for me? It tends to make my life better and people treat me better. And so when people treat you better, they show more respect. And that's another thing, guys, like you tend to get respect from everybody and everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody's constantly inviting you to things. If people are constantly inviting you to things to the point that you have to say no, that is a good thing, guys. It gives you options to do this stuff. And you should never feel obligated to even say yes to an invitation. If you have other more important stuff to do, like work on your business, or you just don't feel like drinking, or you don't want to go out, you don't want to stay up late, like, stick to your goals, stick to what stuff you want to do. Go accept that invitation because you want to do it, not because you feel like you have to. Because then, people could read their energy and then they can tell you don't want to be there. Then it just makes it worse. And so I'd rather you go somewhere where you feel most comfortable, bro. And that's probably what you're already doing. Because another sign is that like you're very nonchalant about things and you really do not care about other people's opinion. For example, I would not have started this YouTube channel, make these videos, post online on social media, if I truly care about the way others perceive me or what others say about me. Yes, guys, I've gotten negative comments about me. Yes, I've gotten people hating on me. And guess what? When you got haters, you must be doing something right, because you might as well do something you love, because people are gonna hate on it regardless. And so when you truly do not care about other people's opinion, you're very nonchalant, you become oblivious in the right way. And so that's less stress that you have. And with less stress, less cortisol, you're able to sleep at night better, you're not stressing about life, and you have good health marks. Like, people will perceive you as you're living life, and that's the way it should be. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna encounter stress. We're all human beings, like, we're not perfect. Like, that's not the way God made us. But, God did make us in a way that we could overcome stress. You probably don't stress as much, and as you should, bro. Like, life's not worth stressing on things you can't control. Instead, you should worry about the things you can control and what you can do about it. And that's how you gotta move forward with life and with everything. Now, another sign that like you're probably attractive, and if this wasn't like an obvious one, is that you get a lot of likes on your social media. So anytime you post a picture on Instagram and you just get like heart eyes, or you get people messaging you, trying to DM you or whatever, or even liking your story, like that's another sign that you're probably attractive. People wouldn't just like stuff or swipe on someone's story or heart eyes it or put an emoji if they did not perceive you in some type of way that you're attractive. Like, it just would not make any sense, guys. By the way, guys, if you found this video helpful and you've been enjoying these videos so far, hit that subscribe button and like this video. I come out with 2 videos a week, explain to you how you can improve your lifestyle and fitness journey, so that way you're not making any of the mistakes I've made and you can continue to keep ascending like you should. So now that you know that you're an attractive guy and you can see that like it's always been obvious even though it wasn't obvious to you, I want you to click on this video over here where I talk about how you could change your life in 30 days. This is the year that you should finally be making great changes, and I know you can do it, bro. You just have that potential. I'll see you guys in the next video.